I really want to love Heart&Slash, and even though it is a good game, it's sort of held back by a few little niggles that sort of keep it from being essential. Thankfully though, those niggles are for the most part something that can be ironed out and fixed. The main one really is the camera. It swings wildly when you try to control it, and you need a good camera for the type of game it is. So it's sort of a roguelike game, but it's a 3D action hack and slash game. As if you can guess by the name, it's Heart and Slash. So hack and slash, you play as Heart. It's a robot, and it's fast. At the start of every run, you get 3 weapons. They could be blades, they could be staffs, they could be shields. And every single one of them have 3 upgrades that can be bought by killing enemies, and you'll collect these nuts and bolts, and when you have a pack of them, that acts as sort of an upgrade point. And you can use that upgrade point to upgrade your weapons or upgrade your character's run speed or health or a few other things like that. And it's sort of a nice interesting mechanic that you can do as you go. And it's all like the weapons, like I said at the start, are randomized. But should your health get pretty low, you can actually sacrifice a weapon for a couple of hearts, which I've had to do a couple of times, and it's been heartbreaking because you move between different weapons. Weapons, as you play more, you'll unlock weapons that will have elemental abilities, and these can absolutely turn the tide when you're outnumbered or you're up against massive, huge enemies. So as you can imagine, when you enter a room, you could be surrounded by little creepy crawly enemies, and ones that shoot, and ones that jump on you, and ones that are in the air. So when you take all them into one room, you're going to need to swing the camera around to see where every enemy is. When you jump, you need to get that right perspective right, so you know you're at the right height to start attacking. And the camera just isn't there. It swings way too wildly. Just a simple slider to reduce this sort of how much it swings, just reduce it a bit or allow you to reduce it will do wonders, but at the same time it's just not smooth enough, I don't think, right now. But like I said, this is such a minor complaint to have for something that hinders the game quite a bit. So if that's fixed, I think this is one of these games that could actually really capture you. I don't know exactly how much there is to it. I've played it for a couple of hours. It's not incredibly easy at the start, as you can probably imagine from these types of games. Its aesthetic really does stand out. It's sort of a voxely, pixely, colourful and flat look that is definitely unique. I don't know though if it looks really good, if it's like impressive. It's distinctive, but I don't know if it's impressive. There's a nice bit of charm as well to your main character who you start with. I think there's 6 overall, but the one you start with, it's charming. There's a nice little heart. He's got a screen, for like a television screen, like the old ones with the backs in them, for his face, for his head. And I don't know, there's a lot of quirk and charm to the game. It's just got a few little problems. I don't know how much longevity there really is to the game, because there's not a lot. Like you unlock things for killing so many enemies. They're sort of goals that you hit. They don't do a massive like change to the game or anything like that. It's just sort of you go again, and now you're dead. Okay, you go again, and that's fine. Like that's the way a lot of games play, like of this style. But to me, I don't know if it has everything I wanted to have. It's responsive though. That's one thing I have to say though. Control wise, it's quite responsive. When you dodge and you get out of the way and when you attack, it feels responsive. It feels quite satisfying. The combat is sort of, I can't knock the combat. I think it's really good, but there is those few things, minor or not, that sort of keep it from being more than what it should be. But that doesn't mean it won't get there. So if you're interested in Heart&Slash, it's quite different. It's got its few little problems, but it's definitely something, if you're interested in, definitely checking out. It's pretty good.